Hello there, I'm Big Alias, and welcome to the most A24ingest film that was ever not made by A24. Today, we're going to be talking about Blink Twice. Oh, my kid drew on my face, but I doubt it will show up on the camera. It probably won't. Blink Twice is your standard murdery, thrillery, stuck on an island, owned by a billionaire movie. We've seen a fair few of these. It follows the formula that is so common now that I would honestly hesitate to, keep referring to A24, not just because I keep talking about A24 on this damn channel, but I wouldn't keep talking about A24 in reference to Blink Twice if it wasn't for the fact that it does so closely follow that formula. And I can pretty much sum the film up to you now, and you can make your decision based on this. The comparison, I guess you could say, it's very over edited, over produced. A lot of the cuts are shot together like a montage. It's shot like a tapestry, where you have to piece everything together. A lot of very uncomfortable shots. The lens is just so tight sometimes. The focus is so intense. The shots hang on people. It's so focused on expression. There's shots that really are just look at this person's mouth. Oh my god, have you seen that guy's mouth? Lighting is very important. Color is very important. Cinema, in terms of cinematography, symmetry is very important. It's also at times very vintage looking. All of these factors that go into your A24 film, and even narratively, you're stuck on an island and there's no escape, and the narrative wraps you around in this cloth and tells you can't leave. Not that you wouldn't be able to leave a cloth. Why wouldn't you be able to leave a cloth? Grow up. And yeah, it feels very inspired by these types of films. And I mean, I don't want to immediately open by calling it derivative, but we, like I just did. But we also have, there's a lot of comparisons to films like Glass Onion here. The billionaire philanthropist who owns an island and sends all of his friends to the island. They all spend their time, drinking and doing drugs by the poolside, and then there's a few fish out of water characters who get involved in that, and then they got stuck into it. It just, we've seen this. Although I would say that narratively, this film probably would have been written around about the same time as Glass Onion, if not sooner, or maybe just a little bit later. So I'm not calling it derivative in that sense, but it certainly is hard to escape the notion that it is, slightly there. However, that being said, I still had a very good time with the film. They still do a great job. The overproduction and crazy music video style editing, the shots that slowly creak around, the ticking clock in the background, right from the get-go. Immediately, straight away, you're introduced to a character who's sat in a room, and it immediately feels eerie. There's a ticking clock in the background, just beginning that pace and making you feel on edge immediately. Again, focusing on her smile. It's good at that. It does all of that tremendously well. And so as a constructed piece of audio-visual cinema, yeah, that's correct, damn it, dude, awesome, I don't even have to cut that out. As a piece of audio-visual cinema, it's great. I had a very good time watching it, and I was on edge, and I was very creeped out, and I did want to know what was going to happen next. Although I will say, every now and then it was just I've seen this shot somewhere else, right? And the whole Blink Twice thing, I just want to address this now. The film also, as well as feeling kind of like Glass Onion, kind of like an A24 production, it also feels very heavily inspired by Get Out, in my opinion. Not just because the characters stuck in this area and they're sort of out to get them, but because the motif of Get Out and then the motif of Blink Twice, they do that in this film too. In the film Get Out, Lakeith Stanfield very famously does scream "Get out, get the hell out, get the fuck out," and in this film, we have the motif of Blink Twice if you need my help, and that continues out throughout the film. And actually, that's another thing that again you see a lot in these types of films, is this repetitive there's a lot of motifs. Actually, there are a lot of motifs, you smell a certain way, or you take your drink a certain way, or again, Blink Twice. All of these motifs that sort of bounce their way around the film like poetry, and it's great, but it does sort of it feels like a little bit too much at times. It's okay, all right, you have these motifs. I get it, and I know it's going to pay off. The lighter, how many times are you going to reference a lighter, dude? I know it's going to pay off. Like, stop leaving these breadcrumbs so abundantly everywhere. You know, that it's great and not so great at the same time. It's kind of hard to explain, but it's very motif heavy. But again, like, I do, as a package, I really did enjoy it. I think all of the performances are great, particularly from the lead. The lead was awesome, really good, with the emotive facial language. Tremendous. Channing Tatum was great. I felt as though maybe the director knew that he would be shown up a little bit by the lead actress, so he didn't really get... It's hard to explain. It's one of those situations where, like, he didn't really get an entire film to chew up the script, just like the lead actress did, and you get the feeling that was maybe because he wasn't maybe quite on that level. I don't know. Channing Tatum's great, and he was very good in the movie. Everyone was great. All of the performances were very good, and it was shot very beautifully, and it's a good narrative. It just feels like something that I have seen many times, and a good addition to the list of films that feel exactly this way. So let's put a score on it. So far, I'm currently... you can see it. You can see it. So far, I'm currently thinking 7, but a high 7. You know, bordering on 8, but not quite there. So that's why I'm thinking of that. It's one that I'd recommend. Definitely check it out on Prime. And, you know, if you have that subscription, then go for it. I've been reviewing a lot of films that have ended up on Prime, but I certainly would recommend giving it a shot. And so that's Blink Twice. It's a very uncomfortable thing to do. I don't like it.
The PlayStation is only $149, and you can also get leading titles.